Curry. I was 20 because I had him at 21. We were married. His father and I were together, I think, 2 years, and then we got married, and probably 6 months later, I got pregnant. I was young, and I came from a broken family, and I think that I wanted to have a perfect family so badly that I rushed into it, and I did. I got married too young. I loved, I'll cry because I always say that the best time of my life was raising my son. So it was fun. I loved those years. Yeah. I would go through them all again. Even the tough ones. Yeah. It's my favorite part of my life. Sorry. I was married, and his father was in the military. And when Dakota was born, his father was actually in South Korea. So I went through my pregnancy by myself. And then his father got into some trouble in Korea. I really don't know what he really did, you know. So he was supposed to come home like right after Dakota was born, but he didn't come home until 5 months after he was born. So I had bonded, and I had been a mom. Like when you first become a mom, you read all the books, you don't want to screw up. So I guess when he came home, we kind of set in our routine, and like I would have him help me bathe him, and I would like teach him things I read in the book. I think I was kind of like overprotective because I'd been there and he wasn't, so that may have I don't know. I'm not saying that's why his father and I didn't work out. There were many other issues. And maybe I was a little overbearing when it came to taking care of my son. The biggest struggle for me, going to college, working 2 jobs, and raising my son. Now I said it in the wrong order because the first order is raising my son, then going to college, and then working my 2 jobs. Luckily I was surrounded by family. So my son was raised by women. He had myself, my mother, both of my grandmothers, and my aunt. And I never thought I would work as hard as I did in my life when I was going to school. He was sensitive because he was raised by all women. You know, I remember taking him to daycare and him crying, and I have to go to school, honey. I'm doing this so I can buy us a nice house and take care of you. So it's hard. I worked so hard that there were there are a few examples that I would change from back then when I was working and going to school, because I was just trying so hard to impress everyone, teachers, boss, that like there was a day he was very sick. He just had a fever, and my work was like 2 blocks away from my grandma's house, which is where he was staying when he was sick. And nothing bad happened. I just felt guilty. Like I wish I would have taken the day off. It's stupid, but I mean, there's things that happen in your life, and nobody else may know about them or remember, but you do, because you can always be a better parent. I've always said that every generation is a better parent than theirs. Hopefully, God willing, because we all learn, and you parent the best way you know how to parent. I want him to graduate college, and that will be my favorite memory. And up until now, I don't know, he was just such a good young man. Like I just was always very proud of him. You know, his teachers would tell me that as soon as he would finish a test, because he was always one of the first ones done, he'd pull out a book and read. And he respected authority. Now, don't get me wrong, once 10th grade hit, we had some issues, but most people do go through issues at some point. But as far as raising him and the person he's become, I'm very proud of him.